Hey all, Bhaskar here, and I wanted to share with you today an incident that took place with my friend Brian. He happens to be really a masterful chef, but when I went into his kitchen, I discovered something quite peculiar. In that in his kitchen, he only had one knife, just one knife. And I looked at this knife, and it was the most beautiful knife I've ever seen. It was this gorgeous piece of metal with this beautiful engraved wood in Japanese. It looked like a samurai sword. And Brian explained to me that, you know, if the knife is sharp enough, you only ever need one knife. And I found it to be a beautiful metaphor for mindfulness practice, because that's essentially how it works. If the mind is sharp enough, it can literally cut through anything. And the whole, I guess, process of mindfulness practice is to sharpen this mind sword. So how does a sword become blunt? Well, the sword becomes blunt if the mind sword is not focused in the present moment. If the mind is dwelling in some memory in the past, some anger, agitation, depression or guilt or something, or the mind is dwelling in the future, racing off into some imagination, fear, phobia, anxiety, stress, neurosis, then it becomes a dull instrument. Or if the mind is focused on what it wants or doesn't want, I want this, I don't want that, again, there's no full-on sharpness of present moment awareness. And it's that sharpness of mind that gives us a penetrating insight into what's actually happening moment by moment, not just externally, also within this mind-body structure. And some mystics have gone far enough to actually cut through the mind-body structure and go even beyond this. So that's the fundamentals of mindfulness practice. Now, if Brian was to understand all this, for example, if he understood, I understand that this knife has to be sharp for me to cut through everything. Would it make the knife sharp? No. Now he went a bit further and he starts to get all emotionally worked up. He starts crying or getting excited. Yes, knife has to be sharp. Does that make the knife sharp? No. Now say he takes it to a devotional level and starts to pray to all the knife gods. Oh, knife God, please sharpen my knife. I want a sharp knife. Please sharpen this knife. Does it work? Madness. Doesn't work. There's only one way, and the way Brian sharpens his knife is he regularly makes sure the knife is in prime sharp condition. Same with mindfulness practice. The only way is to cultivate a practice to get an experiential understanding of a sharp mind knife. So may we all keep our mind knife sharp, good for ourselves and good for each other. Much love. Hey, Bhaskar again. Just a quick moment to share with you. It so happens that there's a new Dana retreat in the horizon, one that I'm co-creating with my dear friend Martin Shyam Dubois from Yoga Salmanand. It's going to take place in this beautiful area of the Eastern Townships, and it's going to be really about the depth of yoga practice, the full essence of it, beyond just the asanas. And between Martin and I, we have over half a century of teaching experience, so I'll be delighted to share this with you. The information is down here somewhere, so I hope to see you on the other side of the screen very, very soon. Much love.